I want to show you a way to double everything you know how to play, or double the sound of everything you know how to play anyway. It's called palm muting, and I've done that in several videos. In fact, I didn't realize how much I do it until I was watching some of the things I filmed for these lessons. Palm muting will change the sound. If you just hit the strings and they're open, there's a long, sustained, ringing sound. Palm muting will add a kind of muffle it, bring it down, make it more of a plunky kind of a, like that. And it's useful, there's all kinds of things you can do with it. You can start a song with it. It's useful for just bringing the dynamics down from, do it like that, get soft, and then of course bring it back up. And see, I'm doing that a little bit with the volume, hitting the string softer, but also muffling them so that they don't ring as long. It's a softer sound. So it also gives you a different vibe for blues, handy for like if you like blues, shuffles, and because if you play it, which has a rock sound, but the blues you've got to palm mute it a little to get that like that. And I've shown Rolling in the Deep, Adele, that. Let me show you how to do it. We're going to get up close and see if I can demonstrate this. Palm muting is just like it implies. You're going to mute the strings a little bit with the palm of your hand, right at the bridge. You kind of hold it where it lines up with it. If you start off trying to touch all of them at once or keep your hand lined up with it, it'll be easier. If you start out with your hand really angled as you do it, you'll do it naturally on these strings, but you'll miss up here. So if you can, kind of get with your bridge, parallel with your bridge, not with your hand cocked like that or that way. Get sort of parallel with the bridge. And the idea is to just barely touch the string. I'm going to do this with my left hand. See how it'll ring like that? As you get your palm up there. And of course, the further you go, the more muted it will become. You'll probably never get this far, but don't say any sound is useless, because you never know what you can do with sound. But more than likely, you're going to stay right back here. Do that. It gives it more of a thud, a plunky kind of a sound. Less sustain. Now if you want to add a little more sustain, you can do it and get off of it. And it will continue to ring. Not as much as just open, but won't die out nearly as quick being muffled. See? It will extend it. So just depending on what you're after. It'll take a little practice, but and once you do this, you would pick as you normally would, but when I do that, you can't really see where my hand is. So I'm having to do this with my left hand. Wiggle the strings. Just come out on it, and this will take a little practice. Some of you may be doing it accidentally now, not meaning to. Now, it's useful for several things. Mostly when you're after a certain sound. As I mentioned, maybe you want a good blues shuffle instead of, and that's a fine sound if that's what you're after, but if you're after that bluesy kind of, see how that changes that? Just right there. And again, give you that, because without it, it's useful. It's a good technique for starting songs, to bring them in slowly. Like, let's see. Who are we that you would be mindful of us? What do you see that's worth looking our way? Palm muting. We're gonna do a little more. We are free. moving my hand back a little bit. In ways that we never should be. Build it up a little. Sweet release from the grip of these chains. Like hinges straining from the weight. See how it started out all nice and soft. Who are we? And build it up, and I was sliding my hand back very slowly to get away from it. Just hand bring it back, changing the sound so that I go from. After a few lines, I'm playing it. Like hinges straining from the weight, my heart no longer can keep from. Like that. All right, now don't dismiss this as just a simple technique that really won't be useful. I use this all the time, and if you start using it, you will too. Not only that, once you start playing it and recognize the sound of what's going on when you hear it, as you listen to other music, you're going to hear them do it, and you'll know what they're doing. So instead of, so many times when you're first starting, you hear people play and you have no idea what they're doing. But there's certain sounds you'll start picking out the more you play, and that's one of them. When you hear that, you'll say, okay, I know what he's doing. Maybe I don't know where his hand is, I might not know what he's playing, but I know how he's making that muffled sound all of a sudden. All it takes is a little practice, so work on it.